That's what I'm taking out for a test ride today. Courtesy of Charles Hurst. R1 engine and an upright chassis. So I'll give you my points of view as I go along. Hello there. Well, GaryGSF. Interesting day. I've got my hands on the new MT10 for a test ride. Interesting looking bike, R1 engine, detuned to 160 horsepower. Which I think is plenty. Riding modes, traction control. But a detuned bike with 160 horsepower is unbelievable. Now, first impressions, it rides like a twin. It's lumpy low down. Feels tight, the handling seems tight there. Just interesting to see. Comes with a steering damper and all on it, so means business. Riding position is slightly canted forward. So I've just switched to the A mode. There's three riding modes. The standard, which is basically the slow mode. The A mode, which is basically the normal mode. And then you've got the B mode, which is ballistic mode. Well, we'll see. We'll keep it in the A mode. But very compact. Plenty of low down grunt. I'm sure you can see the dash is pretty comprehensive. The rev counter. Traction control on it, which I'm not sure if it's needed on the bike, but it's there. Or sorry, not traction control, cruise control. 6 gear, 40 miles an hour. Well, this is out courtesy of Charles Hurst motorcycles. They're very good for test rides and that. Well, I would say I've been a good customer to them over the years. I've bought a few things off them. One year, with the amount of bikes and cars that I bought off them, that was if you go by list price, I spent 65 grand on it. So I think they are the no buy. But it's very civilised, low down. Not too much hunting on the fuel injection. Fuel injection on bikes for me, they all seem to hunt a bit. This is actually quite good. It's not too bad at all. But it does certainly do it a little bit. But it's probably better than most. It's great to have a gear indicator. It has a gear indicator on the dash there. The same as my own bike, although my own bike's it's more obvious, but that's only a matter of getting used to where it is in the dash. But the gear indicator is invaluable. I think every bike should have one. I'm sure now most of them are. I just took a little bit of waiting there. Low down, mid-range. That's no quicker than my MT10 Tracer. I think it's one that you have to really rev to get to the power in it. Turn sharp. Right. This is where I want it. On the twisty stuff. Now that's a nice handling thing. Now without fairing, you don't get the wind noise. Now that is easy thrown about. Plenty of torque and easy thrown about. Oh, now there's plenty of go in that now. Definitely, as it was said to me, it would teach you some manners. Yeah, coming out of one of those corners there, the traction control had kicked into where, oh, and I was on the gas coming out of the corner there, and you could feel the back end stepping out a little bit, and it just cured itself. Aye, brakes are excellent. So far I haven't been doing any big speed, so I've not been fighting wind. I know you can get a tall screen for them, which I think would be quite nice. Make it look up more towards the tracer style. But if it's something you want to play on, definitely that you could do without the screen. Seat is very much on the firm side, and if you were taking a passenger, there's nothing to it. I have to say I wouldn't like to be perched on it, or I'm damn sure my missus wouldn't want to be perched on it. You can feel the steering damper there when I was coming through that, through the slow stuff. You can feel the steering damper. The traction control lets the front wheel come off the ground. the lower gears, the front wheels started pawing the air a wee bit, but it doesn't seem to stand up. Pleasant that, you know, it's one thing that hasn't worried me before is the front wheel pawing the air, but I don't like them standing up, and that was just pawing the air. It was actually quite nice. And then if you trust the electronics to do what it wants to do, it would be quite pleasant to ride like that. It's not overly firm on the road either. I'm finding this quite pleasant, you know, any of the bumps, it's not too firm. Definitely got all the feedback you want, but it's not rock hard. Yeah, pretty impressive bike. Definitely seems very stable. Can be thrown about, loads of grip. And this is one of the bumpiest roads I've ever ridden, and not really any worse than the Tracer for comfort. Right, that's just clear. That's pretty sharp. Definitely pretty sharp, can't complain about that. There's enough go in that for anyone. 160 horsepower. But the thing is, it's usable, it's manageable. So it can be definitely a good bike. It's good all-rounder, can be used on the road, just nice. I don't know what an R1's like, I've never ridden one, but to be honest, I've no real interest in riding one. I've gone off the notion of sports bikes. So it's this is the sort of bike that tickles me more. Would I go out and change my Tracer? I don't think so. Now certainly it has bags more go than my Tracer. But to access that you have to rev it quite hard, and in the lower parts of the rev range, it's pretty similar. but when you do rev it, it really goes. A few fast sweepers, and that does handle really well. It really does. That's lovely smooth surface now. Yeah. Definitely, it's a nice handling tool. It really is. On the par there's a little bit vibey. I suppose they all are, but you could feel it now, a bit vibey. Now I'm starting to feel the wind pressure. You can tell you're on a naked bike now. The wind pressure's there. Even with the short screen that I have on the Tracer, it has a whole heap more protection than that. But it is a naked bike. That would probably keep the big high speeds off you. It might just keep your license intact. I'll say if you like a traditional 4-cylinder with a normal configuration with the screamer, this is not for you. It does certainly ride like a twin-cylinder bike. Not that it's unpleasant. It's actually quite smooth. When you get up to the rev range, it's quite smooth. When you're giving it to it on the power, you can feel a bit vibey, but it's not too vibey when you're just trundling. Like now, it's not vibey at all, but you can feel it as, you know, as a twin. Right, well, how would I sum the MT10 up? Looks wise, it looks fabulous. It's very much a Street Fighter look. Where the headlamps are located and all, it's very much Street Fighter look. Has the tiniest wee screen, but I know they can get a taller screen for it, which would be fabulous on it. Immensely powerful, but easy ridden. I had no bother there. They even got a tiniest wee bit of wheel spin coming out of a corner, and the traction control sorted, so it makes it so easy ridden. Seat firm, very firm. I haven't ridden it too far, but it is very firm. Seating position, your feet aren't too high. They're quite high, but they're not too high. And you're slightly canted forward. Not uncomfortable, especially when you get up 60-70 miles an hour. The wind pressure, with it being naked, holds you up. So not uncomfortable, and not in around town. It's not too far forward that you're weighting your wrist too much. So pretty good. Handling wise, absolutely superb. any God's amount of grip that you want, and it's flickable. In around the city, there's a steering damper on it. You can feel it's quite heavy to steer, but still not too bad at all. You know, that's what you get used to. But power-wise, there's God amount of it. Mid-range is pretty good. There's plenty of torque and easy ridden. You rev it, it goes. Traction control let front wheel lift. The anti-wheelie let the front wheel lift a wee bit, but it doesn't stand up, which is gives another bit of confidence. So all in all, it's a great bike. For me, I'm not a fan of twins, so for me it's not really for me. But I've always admired its attributes. It's a cracking bike. Yeah, and I'll say any God's amount of acceleration. But definitely a cracking bike. But there's no room in the back of it if you're looking for a pillion passenger. Very, very small seat, and as I say, with the rider seat very firm. The passenger seat, I'm sure, is going to be worse again. But nope, absolutely wonderful bike. And value-wise, Yamaha has really hit the value button. I think with all delivery and all, it's 10.1. Like it's a fine bike for 10.1. It has all the gear that the R1 has. Detuned to make it more usable on the road. Well, what I would say, retuned, so it gives it torque and makes it usable on the road. For £5 less, that has to be a no-brainer. You know, if you were looking at this type of bike, yes, it's a no-brainer. I say that looks-wise, it's so aggressive looking. I think Yamaha's hit a winner with this one. I'm sure you'll see plenty of these on the road. Yamaha's pricing policy seems to be very good at the minute, and I think they're the best value bikes on the road. So there you go, that's my thoughts, my humble thoughts of the MT10. Thanks to Hurst for lending me the bike. I thoroughly enjoyed the run. This time they're not getting a sale. The last one that I had from them was the MT09 Tracer, and yes, they got a sale out of that one, and I absolutely love the bike. Well, I've been chasing my bike every less than once a year, less than a year old. I was changing the bike, and it's definitely staying for a while longer. And even this being such a wonderful bike, it wouldn't take me away from a Tracer. So, but wonderful bike. Charles Hurst has a demo there. They'll have it for another couple of months. So, quite amenable to give test rides. It's definitely worth a ride if you would be considering this style of bike. It's well up there with the value-wise and spec-wise, and you know, it's definitely a good bike. So there you go. Adios for now. GaryGSF signing out, and today I've had fun.